Ghanaians expectant of President Mahama to tackle key issues in the State of the Nation's address.
EC denies putting out a date for the upcoming by-election in the Buakwa North constituency.
And on international front, ceasefire in Syria agreed by Russia and the US to take effect at midnight on February 27.
Hello, good evening to you and welcome to News Hour on GBC24. My name is Gifty Eji.
I am Shelley, and Clement Sam is our signer for tonight.
Now the stories. On the streets of Accra on Monday, the recent increase in utility tariffs, challenges associated with the National Health Insurance Scheme and the lack of jobs for the youth are some of the pressing issues some expect to be addressed in the President's State of the Nation address on Thursday.
In an interview with a cross-section of people on their expectations ahead of the address, many expect the President's address to inspire hope and confidence.
At this time, a cross-section of the public reflect on what has changed in the lives of Ghanaians since the last State of the Nation address. The State of the Nation address is not only for the President to tell the public about the present economic, political and social condition of the country, but also to present government's agenda for the nation. Come Thursday, the President will once again give account of his stewardship so far. For the Ghanaian, issues such as unemployment, decline in the agricultural sector, rising costs of living and the energy crisis are worth mentioning. The expectations are that government policies should transform the lives of the people in terms of improved infrastructure and best living conditions.
I wish the government should touch on these key areas. One is with the health sector. I think we have a lot of problems with the National Health Insurance Scheme. And we could all see what is going on with people suffering. And it looks as if the cash and carry system is in one way or the other getting into the system, the road sector. In Accra here, we have problem with traffic situation. I went to Adan on Friday, and between Tema Community 3, 2, and Sakumono, or let me say the Lugwa barrier, we spent almost 1 hour over there. I could see some development and some asphalt being put on the road, but I think this thing should be worked faster. This is where the growth of the economy is.
Right now, tariffs has been increased, and it has been very problematic for the Ghanaian. I think if we can look at that situation so that we can see that if it is commensurate with the salaries of workers in the country, then it will be okay. But if the tariff increase is inimical to the people in the country and we are not able to make ends meet, it will be very difficult for us to adjust in the economy.
Now, the economy is very hard, and we want him to create jobs for the youth to get job to do. Because at times when we come to education background, it's not everybody who have gone to school. And one thing is that the government should create something that would encourage the youth to get job to do.
I just want the president to actually, look at opinions and, open more avenues for the youth to actually explore more.
I'm expecting the government or the president to talk about the economic crisis in the country. And then the youth, they don't get work. And they are loitering. And this increases a lot of criminal behavior in the country. That is the major problem in this country.
I'm not expecting anything much because I think everything is on course. That's to me. And when we look at infrastructure development, everything is going on well. But the area I want to tackle a little bit is about job creation, because it seems like the factories are complaining, we don't have much jobs. As for the development, it's good, but we need the indigenous in the system to work, to earn something.
For others, the State of the Nation address has always been like many other statements. They are not expecting anything new.
I'm not expecting to hear anything new. If you compare the past ones and the quite recent ones, it's virtually the same content. So So I'm not really expecting anything new.
The government has made a lot of promises which has not been fulfilled. The very one that I will talk about is creation of employment opportunities for the youth. The kind of employment that the governments try to create, they are not very sustainable.
I do not intend to manage the situation. I intend to fix it. I, John Dramani Mahama, will fix the energy situation. These were the words of President John Mahama last year in relation to the power crisis when he delivered his State of the Nation address. A year on, for some, this promise has received a positive result, but according to them, much more needs to be done to avert a relapse of the energy crisis. They also called for peace in the upcoming election in November.
Because they said the light of the day, I will say, I'll go from Siciano to say, Quang, made the same if our north side. They are also Quang on Peso, Maya, Rokokrumana, Yatimi Nantiboko, Akodu, Nasun. I think at the last meeting with Parliament, I think the President said that he will fix this doomsday. I think we have gone a long way and there has been an improvement. What is left right now is whether it can be sustained.
He said he's going to fix it. But as at now, I could say there has been some improvement. As to whether it has been fixed or not, it will take time for us to realize that. For now, there has been some improvement.
Now I onka asubiensu emaye sene be ya batu aye koyi asundwe enye yedia ama omemu eju a yenyina yehu mejo ye.
And still in the capital, the Electoral Commission says it has not put out any date for the upcoming by-election in the Buakwa North constituency. The Director of Public Affairs of the EC, Mr. Christian Wusupari, says although the Speaker of Parliament has notified the Commission of a vacancy in Parliament, the EC is yet to draw up a program for the conduct of the by-election. Mr. Christian Wusupari made the statement in an exclusive interview with GBC24 in Accra on Monday.
The by-election in the Buakwa North constituency has been necessitated by the death of the Member of Parliament for the area, Mr. J.B. Dankwa Edu. He was stabbed to death in his house in Accra. There have been reports in some of the news media that the Electoral Commission is to hold the by-elections in April. However, the Commission says it is yet to decide on the said by-election.
What I am aware of is that Parliament has written to the Commission informing the Commission of the occurrence of a vacancy in Parliament and that the Commission is putting together a program for the conduct of that election. That program has not been finalized, that program has not been released. So anything that is out there in the media about the Commission having set a certain date for the conduct of the election is not official position of the Commission.
Mr. Wusupari also touched on the steering committee set by the Commission. According to him, 10 members of the 18-man steering committee was drawn from the National Service Scheme, Ghana Police Service, the Prison Service, the Ghana Armed Forces, GES, NNC, SHRAJ, and the Civic Forum Initiative. The other 8 are members of the Electoral Commission. However, various political parties have raised concerns about the background of some of the members, claiming that they are affiliated to some of the political parties. The issue was therefore raised at an IPAC meeting on the 19th of February 2016. After that meeting, the political parties told the public the EC has suspended the steering committee, a statement the EC came out to deny. The EC said its position had been to go back to the drawing board to consider the views of the political parties. Mr. Wusupari told GBC24 what necessitated the formation of the steering committee.
The idea of having the steering committee was conceived on the realization that there are these institutions that the Commission deals with on a regular basis during elections. And the Commission thought it necessary that we should have a committee in place. So we will have representatives of these institutions to serve on the committee. We are of the opinion that if we have such a committee, it will make our dealings with the institutions much easier, and we can work together in a more smooth way, so we can have a smooth implementation of the electoral calendar.
He stressed that the EC is committed to dialoguing with the political parties for a transparent, free and fair elections come November 7th, 2016.
The Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA, has identified the protection of the Volta Basin and the Oti River as key to the socio-economic fortunes of the SADA zone. The authority is therefore undertaking tree planting along the basin to prevent the two rivers from drying up. The Black and White Volta and River Oti are three major rivers that run through the SADA zone, which comprises the Upper East, Upper West, Northern, Bunu Ahafo and Volta regions. The three rivers are the main sources of water for the Bui and Konsombo hydroelectric dams. They also provide water for farming and domestic consumption for millions of people across the country. However, human activities including farming, sand winning and illegal mining are threatening these water bodies. Speaking at a two-day knowledge-sharing fair on sustainable water and land use in Tamale, the Chief Executive of SADA, Mr. Charles Abugui, warned that unless urgent steps are taken to protect these water bodies, Ghana could face severe droughts in the near future.
Protecting the Volta Basin is a central part of the survival of our country broadly and the livelihoods opportunities of the people of the SADA zone. And we are definitely interested in all efforts that have been made to further the process of protecting the basin and its ecology.
The fair was organized by SADA and the International Water Management Institute. In an interview with GBC24, the chief executive of the institute, Dr. Olufunke Kofi, said there is the need to protect ecosystems while exploiting water and land resources. She encouraged members of the public to participate in the protection of water bodies across the country.
Now, the Institute of Surveyors has urged the public to engage professional engineers in the construction of buildings. The Institute says the collapse of high-rise buildings in the country could be prevented if professionals are involved in the building process.
A number of story buildings have collapsed in Ghana in recent years. The most serious, which plunged the country into national mourning, was the collapse of the Melcom building at Achimota. The security services spent days to rescue survivors and those who perished from the debris. Experts say most of these buildings do not survive because qualified professionals are not engaged for such constructions. At the launch of this year's Surveyors Week, the members expressed concern about the reluctance of Ghanaians to engage the services of professional engineers and surveyors.
When you want to build, see a professional engineer. You see a professional, because there can't be any high-rise building without engineering design. You know, there can't be anything. And if you go to the building code, it's there. And I believe that if you are a developer and you want to develop, you must also go into the code and see what that you have to do. And indeed, if you appoint any, let's say, an architect, he should be able to advise you on all the processes that you have to go through to get a good work done for yourself.
They also urge the government to strengthen legislations to prevent foreigners and unqualified individuals from doing the work of surveyors and engineers.
The president of the Teacher Trainees Association of Ghana, Samson Tagbo, is appealing to government to rescind its decision to cancel allowances to teachers under training. Mr. Tagbo made the appeal during the 21st General Assembly of the association at Jasikan College in the Volta region.
Annually, the Teacher Trainees Association of Ghana holds a General Assembly to deliberate on their achievements, challenges and make projections for the future. The president of the association, Samson Tagbo, said job security has never been a problem for teacher trainees, but now it is not clear whether those in level 200 and below will be absolved after their training. He pleaded with the government to make it clear whether such students will be posted or not.
Even the second semester of the 2014-2015 academic year feeding fee that we paid, hoping to be refunded at last, is yet to be given the green light. We are calling on the government passionately that this is a country we all cherish. We seek no evil in taking the bold and monumental steps in our quest to add to the national development of our beloved country, Ghana.
An educational consultant, Dr. Prince Ama, said there appears to be a gap between the professional values and skills demanded of a 21st century teacher. He explained how to address this challenge.
The proposed National Teaching Council of Ghana, if properly established, will provide teachers with a clear, independent, representative and authoritative voice for the profession on teaching issues, which could transform the professional status of teachers and enhance public confidence in the teaching profession.
The Assistant Director of Education, Jasikan, Mr. Eric Doe, affirmed that government is committed to providing the necessary materials to improve the standards of education in the country.
We'll take a break, and when we come back, business will be next. Stay with us.
My name is Maurice Ogbete. Let's do business, brought to you by SIC Live. Now, Ghana and the European Union have signed a 31.6 million euro financing agreement towards the new Ghana Employment and Social Protection Program. The Finance Minister, Seth Tekpe, gave an assurance at the signing ceremony that Ghana will adopt an effective and coordinated approach towards the implementation of the program to make it a success.
The EU and Ghana have regular political dialogues that cover a wide range of issues from political, trade, development and governance, including human rights. The 31.6 million euro financing agreement between the two is aimed at deepening the ties between Ghana and the EU. The program, which will run for 4 years, will focus on 4 key areas. These include enhancing effectiveness and efficiency of the social protection system, improved employment policy management at central and local levels, strengthened technical and vocational education and training, as well as improved access to effective business development services. The Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Nana Oyelutha, said this will help the vulnerable in the society. The Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Haruna Idrisu, said the focus will be on vocational and skills training for the youth. The head of the EU delegation in Ghana, William Hanna, assured Ghana of the EU's commitment to support the country to create opportunities for the SME sector.
It's a program that's working with the private sector to promote business services, support for SMEs, and we know that a lot of jobs are created by SMEs. But it's also not forgetting the least fortunate, the least privileged, those who are more vulnerable. In fact, we're putting them first. The first component of the program is indeed working to enhance social protection systems in Ghana, again, as we do in Europe.
The Finance Minister, Seth Tekpe, was optimistic that the 31.6 million support will improve the standard of living of many Ghanaians, especially those in the rural areas.
We are seeing this work linked to some work which you have already been doing with us, across, all sectors, of the economy. Job creation, decent job opportunities, skills matching. You mentioned vocational training in particular, which is very, very important. Social protection systems, addressing the migration challenges, as you said.
The implementation of the agreement is expected to start in October 2016 and it will run through 2017 to 2020.
Let's go to the Western region where Marriott International Incorporated has officially opened its 132-room luxurious 4-star hotel in Takoradi to cater for both business and leisure travelers.
The Protea Hotel, which is part of the Marriott Group, is a joint venture between the Mohinani Group and the African Capital Alliance. The hotel project was conceived under the joint venture to form a real estate development company, making it the first step towards real estate and hospitality investments in West Africa. The hotel boasts of state-of-the-art facilities, including 12 two-bedroom apartments. The rooms also have posture mattresses that provide superior sleeping comfort, 24-hour room services, first-class conference facilities, business center, a fitness center, and an array of local and continental dishes prepared by world-class chefs. Speaking at the opening, the executive director of Mohinani Group, Mr. Ashok Mohinani, said the operations in Ghana over the past 50 years have not only created jobs but also provided quality products and services to the people. The group will therefore continue with its consistent policy of investment as a partner in national development.
Our investment in Takoradi is in line with our belief that the region will be the future hub for the oil and energy sector. The investment will not only create employment but also enhance the skill levels in the area.
For his part, the Senior Regional Director of Protea Hotels, Mr. Philip Myers, said in keeping with its remarkable reputation, the hotel would offer to its customers its Pro-Card loyalty and Marriott reward, which includes fantastic savings and discounts, dining benefits, free stay and VIP privileges.
We've got over 100 staff that are well trained, ready to welcome the guests that will join us at the hotel.
The Omanhene of the Esikado traditional area, Nana Kwabna Nketia, spoke about the quality services provided by the hotel.
I know that in the past few years, we've been having a downturn, but a downturn can only become an upturn if we have faith. And the building of Protea, the erection of Protea, at the time that we've had the downturn, shows that people have faith in this country. And with that faith, we will rise up again as a country. And I'm proud of this building.
Let's go to the UK, where the pound hits its lowest level against the dollar in almost 7 years on concerns about a possible UK exit from the European Union. The move follows London Mayor Boris Johnson joining the campaign to leave the EU after Prime Minister David Cameron set a June referendum date. The fall adds to losses made by the pound over recent months. Now we come to the local picture, where the local currency gained 4 pesos against the pound sterling and maintained its value against the US dollar. And those were rather prices of commodities on the commodities markets. Now, beginning today, GBC24 has added another segment to the business news, which is the insurance news. We'll tell you much about the insurance industry. We'll go for a short break. We are back with that particular segment. And insurance news, Ghana's insurance industry grew by 1.2 million people in 2015, largely due to the intensification of the campaign on micro-insurance. Micro-insurance targets the low-income bracket in society and does not involve technicalities and long procedure compared to traditional insurance.
Insurance penetration in Ghana remains low at 2.1%. Only an estimated 4.1% of the total adult population currently holds any form of insurance policy, excluding health insurance. Between 2009 and 2013, the insurance industry grew at 30.4% compared to African countries such as Chad at 2.3%, Cote d'Ivoire 3.9%, Cameroon 9.4% and Uganda at 18.8%. The growth notwithstanding, the industry remains worried about the low penetration rate. The National Insurance Commission and the insurance industry as a whole continue to find innovative ways of whipping up interest in insurance in the Ghanaian. In 2015, the industry stepped up efforts to educate Ghanaians on micro-insurance, a move which paid off, according to the president of the Insurance Association of Ghana, Ivan Avereyire.
Micro-insurance has a target of market women, of carpenters, of masons, of all these artisans who are out there who hitherto wouldn't have had insurance. So it is one area that we have tried as much as possible in collaboration with the GIZ to entrench in the economy, and I think it did well because it has also helped increase, the penetration. There are statistics to show that within a very short period of about 6 months, penetration, or for that matter, we covered more than 1.2 million people.
He throws more light on the difference between micro-insurance and traditional insurance.
Micro-insurance is very different from traditional insurance. Micro-insurance, like I said, targets the low-income earners, and micro-insurance does not involve a lot of the technicalities as we have it in the traditional insurances. Uptake, when you want to take the policy, you just come in, they give you a small form, you fill it, not too much details are required. And when it comes to claims, so long as the thing happens and you just come and prove that you had a micro-insurance, they have to pay.
Telecommunication companies have joined the insurance fray lately. Mr. Avereyire welcomes the move, describing it as a widening of the insurance scope.
Now, for many people, just the idea of shopping for a life insurance policy can be daunting, but it really does not have to be intimidating. To help make the process easier, GBC24 has compiled life insurance basics just for you.
When you start the process, one of the first things you need to decide is what type of policy works best for your situation. There are two main types of life insurance: term and permanent. Term life insurance gives you coverage over a set period of time, which can range from 5 to 30 years. The premium remains fixed, and you can generally drop your coverage at any time without incurring penalties. The trade-off is that the premiums may increase after the set term, potentially making the policy more expensive to renew. If you choose to get another term policy after the initial one has expired, you will have to undergo a new underwriting process, which also generally means an increase to your premium. Permanent insurance provides coverage over the course of your lifetime. It may include a cash value feature that you could potentially withdraw or borrow from. The most common type of permanent life insurance is whole life, in which your premiums stay fixed over the course of your lifetime.
And that will do for business, brought to you by SIC Live. News hour continues right after this break. Stay with us.
A $50,000 sustainable water plant, which uses solar-powered technology to pump and filter water, has been installed for the chiefs and people of Edum Domnazi in the Mpaho district of the Western region. The project, which is the third to be installed in the country, was executed by Project Maji, a non-profit organization based in Dubai, with financial support from the Shalina Healthcare Limited, an international pharmaceutical company in Ghana.
Chiefs and people of Edum Domnazi have lived without potable water for many years now and encountered quite a high level of health challenges. Thanks to the generosity of Project Maji and the Shalina Healthcare Limited, the community will now enjoy clean drinking water. The project uses solar-powered technology to pump and filter water. This improved technology is durable, environmentally friendly, and less expensive to run. The facility will provide the community with up to 10,000 liters of clean water every day at a nominal cost. Proceeds from the sale of the water will be used for the running and regular maintenance of the facility. The Deputy Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing in charge of water, Mr. Samuel Yao Edusei, and the Deputy Western Regional Minister, Mr. Alfred Ekojan, inaugurated the facility. Mr. Ekojan commended Project Maji for complementing government's efforts in the provision of potable water to the people. He told the people that the government is providing 222 boreholes across the western region this year. He appealed to the people to desist from galamsey operations, which have devastating effects on water production and supply. The founder and chief executive of Project Maji is Mr. Sunil Lalvani.
We had seen the terrible conditions that people lived under, especially in terms of collecting water. They had to walk for 30, 40 minutes an hour across rough terrain to collect buckets of water. And very often that water was really unacceptable in its quality.
The country director of Shalina Healthcare, financiers of the project, Mr. Prashant Kumagwa, was happy the community now has clean water. He gave the assurance that the company would continue to support the extension of water to many more communities while providing access to essential medicines at an affordable price to the people of Ghana. The chief of Edum Domnazi, Nana Edisa, expressed his profound gratitude to Project Maji for coming to their aid. He urged the company to make the price of the water very affordable to the people. He said he has a vast stretch of land which investors can take advantage of.
Health News was brought to you by FPAC.
Time to take you around the world. A ceasefire in Syria agreed by Russia and the US is scheduled to come into effect at midnight on February 27. The timing follows talks between US Secretary of State John Kerry and his Russian counterpart at the weekend. World powers meeting on February 12 had agreed a truce to come into effect within a week, but the deadline passed. Syria has since seen continuing violence with 140 killed in bombings in Homs and Damascus on Sunday. Analysts say there would be huge skepticism about the possibility of an effective ceasefire given the current fighting and failure of the first deadline. Mr. Kerry said on Sunday he and his Russian counterpart had agreed a provisional agreement on the terms of a truce.
The UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon is in Burundi to try to hammer out a deal to prevent a political conflict from escalating into a wider ethnic conflict. Just hours before he arrived, at least 4 people were killed in fresh grenade and gun attacks in the capital, Bujumbura. The country has been gripped by violence since last April, when President Pierre Nkurunziza declared his intentions to run for a 3rd term. More than 400 people have died in clashes between opposition groups and security forces, and now neighboring Rwanda is being accused of training a rebel militia to wreak havoc back in Burundi. But President Nkurunziza has remained defiant in the face of increasing pressure to agree on mediation talks with the opposition.
Uganda's main opposition leader, Kizza Besigye, has been taken into police custody after trying to lead a protest march against President Yoweri Museveni's election victory. Mr. Besigye was bundled into a police van when he tried to leave his home, where he had been under house arrest. He has dismissed Thursday's election as fraudulent. Mr. Museveni won by a landslide to extend his 30-year rule. Coming up is sports.
So by kindness of Ejapia's Tornado Bitters and Lunat, let's talk sports. I'm Theophilus Sampa. The second edition of the Accra International Millennium Marathon was launched on Monday. The 2016 edition has been dubbed Africa on the Run. At stake is a prize money worth $150,000 US. On Saturday, September 3, 2016, more than 40,000 runners will participate in the second edition of the International Millennium Marathon in Accra. Prior to that, there will be regional marathons scheduled between March 12 and June 15th before the climax on Saturday, September 3. Launching the event at the Mervyn Peak Ambassador Hotel in Accra, the chairman of the Millennium Sports Company, Ambassador James Victor Agbehu, the Lord Mayor of Accra, Dr. Alfred Ukup Vanderpoy, and other dignitaries all called for total support for the event. The World Olympic Marathon champion and global sports icon, Haile Gebrselassie, promised an exciting race.
When we talk about running is everything, I'm telling you, everything. Now, the Minister of Health should be here, huh? How much, just we spend per year for health care of our people in hospital? How much you spend? A lot. In my country, many of them, they spend a lot for diabetic, blood pressure, and so on and so on and so on. By going to Bangkok, Saudi Arabia, Germany, to spend a lot of money. You see, directly doing sport is making money.
The symbolic passing of the Millennium Marathon Africa on the Run Health and Peace Torch through 180 countries in the world was done by Honorable Elvis Ifri-Ankra, who represented the President, Mr. John Mahama, who is the co-chair of the eminent advocates for the SDGs. At stake for the winners in both the male and female event is $150,000 US. These 2 brand new Piaggio cars will go for only Ghanaian winners. The race director is Haile Gebrselassie. Newcomers in the Ghana Rugby Football League Congress RFC are winners of the 2015-2016 Ghana Rugby Club Championship. They beat Dansoman Hurricanes by 28 points to 3 in the grand finale. They received gold medals, a cash prize of 4,000 Ghana cedis, and lifted the giant trophy at stake. The finals of the 2015-2016 Ghana Rugby Club Championship was between Congress SC in the yellow and black jersey and Dansoman Hurricanes. Before kickoff, a minute silence was observed for Rugby Services Manager Africa, Mr. Jean-Luc Barthez, who passed away on Wednesday, the 10th of February in France. The two then commenced the intense friendly hostilities. Congress wasted no time in pushing men forward. Their efforts paid off as they won a penalty. Last year's best player, Hamza Suleiman, scored to give the Congress a 3-point lead. The Dansoman lads then raced the game in search for a try. The tempo increased with both playing according to a set pattern. The first half ended 3 points to 0. Back from recess, Hamza scored another penalty to extend Congress lead to 6 points. Hurricanes committed another foul and a penalty was again awarded to Congress. Hamza then scored his third penalty on the day to send Congress 9 points to 0. Francis Donko then made the first try of the game. This increased Congress tally to 14 points. Minutes later, Kelechi Onwanta also made a try to extend the lead to 19 points. Hamza Suleiman then converted to make it 21 points to 0. Dansoman Hurricanes had a consolation when Kelvin Amankwa scored a penalty. Francis Donko then scored his second try on the day. Hamza Suleiman put the icing on the cake with his second conversion on the day. For finishing second, Dansoman Hurricanes were decorated with the silver medals and a trophy. They also took away a cash prize of 3,000 Ghana cedis. Winners Congress had the gold medals, a cash prize of 4,000 Ghana cedis, and the new glittering Giants trophy at stake. By this feat, Congress have made history as being the first team in the history of the Ghana Rugby League to win the championship without tasting defeat. Accra Breweries Limited backed the finals by providing free drinks on the day. In football, Inter-Allies opened their Premier League campaign on a good note. They beat visitors Aduana Stars by 2-0 at the Tema Park. Inter-Allies opened their Premier League campaign at home to Doma Bay side Aduana Stars. Aduana Stars dominated proceedings in the early minutes but failed to make useful meanings of their frequency in the Inter-Allies third. The host in the 19th minute broke the deadlock.
Tracks the ball back here. Oh, that is brilliant. Guess who scored? Rob Papa.
With 7 minutes left to end the first half, Isaac Chung put his name on the score sheet with Inter-Allies' second goal.
So far, lower fouls committed by Inter-Allies and 5, and they get into the box for another goal! Oh, that is sublime!
Back from recess, Aduana Stars could not break the steel defense of the host as they held on to end the encounter by 2-0. The results means Aduana Stars are yet to pick a win or a draw at the Tema Park in the last 2 seasons. Inter-Allies will next travel to Dansoman to play Liberty Professionals, whilst Aduana Stars host Wa All Stars at Doma.
Inter-Allies 2 Aduana Stars now.
That's all for sports.
Good evening. Time for some arts news. My name is Valerie Danso. Whoopi Goldberg is an Academy Award-winning actress, comedian, radio host, and a television personality. She's one of 10 people to win an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony Award, and is the first woman to be honored with the prestigious Mark Twain Prize for American Humor. Whoopi is one of those Black Americans who rose from rags to riches. Before she became world famous, the woman who is well known for her starring roles in the Ghost and Sister Act was dressing dead bodies. Our spotlight today is on Whoopi Goldberg.
And this has been News Hour on GBC24. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye for now.